federally owned land. Who really owns all that land? Who does? Well, it's publicly owned land that was purchased from the federal government with stolen money or funds from everyone else, UI and everyone else. They call it taxation, but it's theft. That's all it is. It's whatever you want to call it. It's theft. And then they steal it. And then they purchase these items that they call, it's public lands. That if you want to go to a public land, you have to pay to go there. Even though supposedly on paper or supposedly knowing that you own it and it's publicly owned, so the public owns it, but the government purchased it with all of the public's money, and the government is nothing but a bunch of our employees because they work for us. And I may be way off base with this, but I remember, going to high school and that kind of stuff, and when you had your student council, usually the people in the student councils were the dumbest people I knew. They couldn't think for themselves. They couldn't problem solve. But what they could do is they could follow our orders really, really well and listen to authority really, really well. So that gets me to think, well, our employees, hence quote-unquote the government, says we stole all this money from you, or we taxed you, so you paid us your civic duty, your taxes, and then we purchased all this land that is publicly owned, that everyone owns, but you can't go to it whenever you want, or you can't go in these buildings whenever you want. You can't do this with it whenever you want. You can't rent out this thing whenever you want. You can't go here whenever you want, even though it's all publicly owned. And it's operated and was purchased from stolen money, taxes, public money, public funds. I'm just trying to work through this. It's crazy. But anyways, so now let's say you own a home. You own a home and you own land. Well, you have to, even if your home's completely paid off, you have no mortgage anymore, and you don't owe any more on the land, but you still have to pay taxes, still have to pay property taxes. That's basically just rent. So even though something is supposedly on paper that you own, you really don't own it because you still have to pay for it yearly. But this publicly owned land that supposedly the public owns, you have to pay to go to use, or to get in this building or whatever it is. And you do it at certain times, and you're not allowed anytime you want, even though it's publicly owned. It's real. It's clear as mud. Sort of like everything from government, our employees. I do not like calling them government. It's all our employees. So, anyways, think of that. And so with the taxation being there, so you own property, you still have to pay every year for taxes. So, hence, overall, if I'm living here in a home on land that I've quote-unquote purchased because it says that it's all paid off well, but I'm still paying taxes on it, then that tells me that humans are the only creatures in the world that have to continue to pay till death to live on land, to live on these lands in this world, to live on the lands in this world that no one has rights to, really, even though I've purchased it. It says I have right to, but I have to continuously pay to live on the land? That doesn't make sense. It's as clear as mud, just like everything from government or our employees, like I said before. So that just goes to show you. I mean, So why are they continuing to buy all this land? Why are they purchasing all this stuff? Why are they? Why are our employees purchasing all this stuff, calling it public lands, and then we don't have rights to, like they do, like our employees have rights to? They can go on there whenever they want. Well, not all of them, but a select few can. The ones that are supposedly in charge, in power, which is weird to me. I say in power, but they're our employees. It's crazy. And something needs to happen, something needs to change. This is a republic, and this is not the way it was supposed to be. This is the way it is now. And it's been like this for a long time. It's a third world country. It's a banana republic, and something needs to happen. Hence, something needs to break for something big to change, because it keeps going down the wrong path. And I'm not saying this because I want, you're just saying this on the video. It's not going to change anything. What do you know? You're just sitting there. Sure, you can think whatever you want to think, but I want to get people aware of this kind of stuff. Get them thinking and do what you have to do. Do what you need to do for yourself and your family to get out of this as much as you can and get away from this. Government is not over our heads. They're our employees. They need to be treated like that. I would say get rid of them all. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, that's all I really say on this. As always, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and stay vigilant. Protect yourself, family, get the help, protect your life.